Hi friends, and welcome to Crimes with Cole. So, hello. How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you guys have had an amazing week so far. And I wanted to thank you guys again for taking the chance, clicking on my video, and to hear a crazy story. So, in today's case, we will be talking about a guy who seemed to have it all. He had everything going for him, and then he just vanished, and no one knows where he went. He was last seen on security footage, entering a bar, but never leaving the bar. How is that possible? I don't know. We're going to find out. So today, we will be talking about the disappearance of Brian Shaffer. I also think what we can learn from this is that we have to be aware of our surroundings. You'll see when we get into this case that something had to have happened. If there's only one way in and out, let's just get into it. Brian Randall Shaffer grew up in Pickerington, Ohio. He was born to his mother and father, Randy and Renee, and had a little brother named Derek. He was a smart, good-looking guy who was a student at Ohio State University College of Medicine. Although he was an aspiring doctor, he always wanted to have his own band. That was the real dream. The medical field was just a backup. Or, so he claimed. Brian had lost his mother in his second year of medical school in 2006 to bone cancer. And while this devastated the family, it was only a matter of time before more devastation was about to hit. March 31st, 2006 was the end of exams in the semester and the beginning of spring break for the OSU students. And Brian decided that he and his roommate would go out bar hopping before Brian had to catch a flight on Monday morning to Miami with his girlfriend. He had big plans to propose that week while down there. So he was just going to enjoy his time with his buddies, What better time than now? Brian and William, his roommate, headed out to the local bar called the Ugly Tuna at 10 p.m. They had a few shots, drank a couple drinks, and played some games they had going on there at the bar. The two of them left the Ugly Tuna to head to another bar. Now, at this second bar, Brian and William ran into William's friend Meredith. And Meredith had offered to give the two a ride back to the Ugly Tuna when, they all decided that it was time to leave and they were going to head back. The three of them had arrived back at the Ugly Tuna around 1:15 a.m. That's what was caught on the bar's security footage. Now, the cameras then caught Brian walking outside at 1:50 a.m. talking to two women. Now, these women were said to be friends of a friend. Brian returns to the bar and then is never seen again. There's only one entrance and exit to the bar, with the exception of the emergency exit. But the emergency exit, they were doing construction right outside. So the bar was not letting, I don't even think they were letting their employees use that exit unless it was absolutely necessary. I think they even made the band come in through the main entrance because of the construction. Now, Brian's family and friends, with the exception of his roommate William, had all taken a polygraph test and passed. William, however, refused to take a polygraph test. It's strange, I know. And what is even more strange is that as of April 2008, so 2 years later, William had gotten an attorney and refused to answer any questions that a private detective the family had hired had. Now, a year later after that, in 2009, there was another media source that wanted to interview William, and he again directed them to his lawyer. And his lawyer had commented saying he believes the case is closed at this time. Now, some people say that it was smart of William to lawyer up because of how Brian's brother, Derek, was constantly pointing fingers at William from the beginning of all of this. He just knew there was something that William wasn't telling them. And I personally think that he is correct. You would expect Brian's roommate, the one going out with him, would have somewhat of an ideal of what he was like that night, maybe something that was weighing on his mind, just something more that he could have offered. But, there are many different theories of what happened to Brian. Some of which include that, he was drunk and he somehow went out the emergency exit, fell into a construction site hole, and, hit his head and died. Others say that he left with the band and just wasn't caught on camera. However, if there is construction going on by the entrance they usually allow bands to come into, I don't see how the camera wouldn't have caught him. Now, some say it was a rough part of town and he got caught up with some people that, ended his life. Others say that he just wanted to disappear. The depression of his mother's passing had gotten to him. He wanted to start over and live life the way he wanted to, which was, to start his own band. That was always his dream. There are also many reportings of people who look a lot like Brian. The most recent sighting of who they think may be Brian was a man out in San Diego. But again, the FBI did a facial analysis and the results came back that it wasn't Brian. Now Brian's family believes that someone is withholding information from the detectives on his case. Brian was a good kid, a smart kid. He wouldn't just vanish out of nowhere. Not when he had everything going for him and planning to propose to his girlfriend that next week in Miami. Why would he do that? This case is a very strange one because there's supposedly one entrance and exit for the public and he was never seen leaving. I personally think that Brian somehow exited the bar through the main entrance and somehow, some way, someone didn't recognize him. Whether, the camera quality was just poor or whether, someone gave him a hat and he put on a hat and put a hoodie on because he was cold or something. I'm not sure, but I somehow think he got out the main entrance and they didn't recognize him. Now, what happened to him from there, I don't know because the options are endless. But I don't think anything happened to him inside of the bar. Now, what's also strange is that his father died a few years later in a freak car accident. So that leaves his brother Derek to continue the search. And Derek is continuing the search. He still continues to search for his brother. And I know it's been over 10 years now, but I hope that Derek does find out the truth about what happened to Brian because I think he deserves it. After losing his mother to bone cancer, his father to a freak accident, and his brother to this mysterious disappearance, he deserves to know the truth. And I hope it's delivered to him. I really do. But, what do you guys think? What do you think truly happened to Brian. You'll have to let me know because I am curious what you guys think had happened. You'll have to let me know. And until next time, please remember to be safe, and I will see you then. Bye.